Hi, it's Liz. And I was kind of just giggling to myself because abuse is crazy. As somebody who has experienced like a surplus of trauma, I personally hold a trauma surplus. Um, my mom is abusive, um, like um, like like my mom is abusive, and I come from an abusive family system, and I was groomed for abusive relationships my whole life, and I had a baby with an abuser. If you're new here, if you're not, you know this. Anyways, I was chuckling to myself because I just and oh the thing about being abused so much is that there's so much fucked up shit has happened to me that I forget, like I totally forget about it, like things that are like absolutely unreasonable that most people would be like, how did you forget that happened? Like there is so much. I mean, a new trauma over here is just like throwing water in the ocean, you know what I mean? Not that it doesn't affect me, it definitely affects me. It's just it doesn't, like there's so much of it here. So anyways, I was thinking about, I don't know why this popped into my head, but I was just remembered that like Corey, when Mr. I identify as a father, and being a parent is so important to me, and I do everything for Josephine, he begged me to get an abortion. Like begged me. Because I broke up with him, because he was being abused, like he was so abusive during my early pregnancy, and before that even, that like when I got pregnant I was like, I gotta get out of here, this man's gonna kill me. Like he was so cruel to me when I like in when I first got pregnant, just so mean, and the control and the like just the hate in his heart just was so loud. So I moved out, like I first started to leave before Josephine was born. Like that's when I've always wanted to leave, but abuse and more abuse and more abuse and more abuse from, like the fucking scaffolding of abuse that presses you, keeps you pinned. And then, so the more abuse can come and get you. Anyways, like he begged me to get an abortion. And then when we were, um, uh, whenever I would bring that up later, he'd be like, "You just have to let that go." Like, well, you didn't have one, so it doesn't matter. And I did want you to have that because I don't want to be like, I would never want to have to, like, I don't remember what his reasoning was, but he was like, just like I don't want to, if I can't be with you, I don't want a child of ours to exist, basically, and I can't know that that's happening. And I mean, like, I was so fucking, traumatized and in constant fawn that I, was like, okay, well, we could still co-parent and then get back together. Poor Liz. Um, may that version of me rest in the care that she never received from any of the people who claim to love her. You know what I mean? Um, Also, I've been thinking a lot about how my mom like has been giving me, like laying on a guilt trip for me to give her a grandchild since the day that I was born, only to leave me completely unsupported and in an abusive relationship. You know what I mean? Like, fuck you, bitch. Figure it out. And there's so many more, and about the things that my mom said that she was gonna, the kind of grandmother she said she wanted to be and the kind of grandmother she was, and then me becoming a mother and experiencing things from a mother's perspective, and realizing, oh my god, my mom fucking hated me, like hated my guts, because I would never ever 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 like allow for some of the things that my mom allowed to happen. Like never, never. My mom talks a lot of shit about me and not having a job. I work my fucking ass off, first of all. I'm an entrepreneur. I've been working, I've had basically a full-time job since before I graduated high school. So fuck you, bitch, and only after becoming a mother, and suffering a lifetime of targeted abuse, and being, disabled in a lot of capacities by trauma and abuse. And also not being able to make a livable wage in any job that I ever had, you know. And not because it's not because of my lack of merit. I am more than merited, you know, enough to hold a position that would pay a livable wage. It's this society. It is not me. I alone am not responsible for the ills of capitalism, as much as everybody would like to pin that on me. You know what I mean? Or any person who's struggling, you know what I mean? It's always individual responsibility for fucking systemic failures. Always. But anyways, in regards to my mom and work, my mom, like, who has a child and then starts working, like, starts commuting to Olympia from Seattle for work when you have a small child and you don't have a car? Why would you take that job? Huh? But you're a good mom. You just wanted to sit on the bus and read, bitch. And that's the same reason that you got those jobs traveling when you work for the state. You have to apply for those positions, Tamisha. I'm not a fucking moron. Like, now that I'm an adult, I realize you never wanted to be around us. You never wanted to have us. You always wanted to, like, get away from being a parent, and you were disassociated the whole time when you were even in the fucking house that you left us to parent ourselves in, leaving us with all these weird random, like, families whose households were run completely different than ours. Not that you give a fuck, because you don't give a fuck about me or Lawrence's nervous systems or how we feel in our bodies. No, it's always about you, Tamisha. How you look as a parent, not how your children feel. You don't give a fuck about us. You never fucking did. You had us. Well, I mean, you had me, and then you adopted Lawrence so that you could fucking basically sell us to be abused. And probably took out life insurance policies on both of us, you fucking psycho bitch. Yes, I fucking hate you, and yes, I'm waiting for you to die. You've been cursing me my whole entire life. Why? What logical reason do I have for you to be alive, also? You've been trying to kill me since the day I was born. You think I don't know that? Because I do. You're not a good mom. You've never been a good mom. You don't even like yourself. Your inner children hate your guts. Because you betrayed them. Anyways, you're a liar. One of your children died in jail, and the other one hates your fucking guts. And that's the legacy of you as a parent, Timmy. Have the day you deserve. Everybody else, thanks for hanging out and going on this journey with me. LOL, bye.